Talked about Mickey. I don't know if you knew this. So he played baseball at Lexington Catholic High School, right, in Lexington, Kentucky. But he was, I believe, you were Mr. Kentucky, right, in baseball?
Yes, sir.
That's pretty cool. Were you Mr. Pennsylvania in high school?
I was not.
You were not. Mike Piazza, was he Mr. Pennsylvania?
He was younger than me.
Okay. Do you remember who Mr. Pennsylvania was?
I do not.
No. You were looks-wise, you were Mr. Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't think
Right.
so.
All right, so then, Ben, you were selected in the first round of the 2007 Major League Baseball draft. Did you go to – so you got drafted right out of high school then?
High school, yes, sir.
Right, so when you were making the decision to go pro, you obviously first round, it's tough not to go pro.
Yeah.
But where were some of the schools, if you didn't get drafted that high, where would you potentially have gone to college?
It was between Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, South Carolina, and I think the last one was Wake Forest, I believe. And Tennessee, Kentucky, and South Carolina and Georgia were going to let me play both sports.
Okay.
So, yeah, they were.
So you would have played like cornerback, you think?
Cornerback, yeah.
Okay.
Cornerback, punt return there. Maybe some receiver. Yeah,
Okay.
it probably depends. But I was going to sign and go to Georgia.
Okay.
Then, yeah, I was the class right after Stafford.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
he would have been sophomore. I've been freshman. But, yeah, it was just
But
decided to
obviously,
go pro.
when you're first round, you can't.
Yeah, I know.
It's
It
tough
was-
to turn that one down.
Yeah, I know. It was,
I mean, and I assume your parents were behind it right from the
it was
get-go.
it was kind of like if I went first round, I'll go. If not, I was going to go to school.
Right.
And because I was projected to go the second round, and then the Twins took me in the first. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm going.
Now, we play the Twins this weekend. I'm assuming you're rooting for the Phillies. No, the
Oh
Twins.
yeah, I mean,
You're Philadelphia.
I feel. I mean,
Yeah, of course.
just wait for the playoffs. That's it. I mean, so many games to watch. So,
Yeah.
Especially I have two kids now. I lose track. I don't
Right.
know. People ask me, "Have you been watching?" I mean, I got kids.
I'm kind of.
I got
I
young
saw
kids.
you at a playoff game, I want to say 2 years ago, maybe?
We've been,
Yeah.
see all the guys. I definitely had the World Series run, and then I think the next year too. But then I think that was it. So
Yeah.
I'm a little envious because this is a calm before the storm. Because the next 2 weeks, basically, we're not going to play until the 4th, right, October, which is what? It's almost 2 weeks,
2 weeks.
right? So it is again the calm before the storm. But Ben, I am a basket case during playoff baseball because, especially best of 5 series, where every pitch can change, right? Someone
Yeah.
can hit a home run and then change the trajectory of the game. And I've been this 32 years. You'd think I'd get a little better at it, but I pace. I get superstitious. The first thing I'll watch it here, if things go bad, I obviously change. I don't want people talking to me. I can't go somewhere where, people are, they want a small talk because I've got to lock in because I mean a lot to this team,
do.
right?
Yeah.
Right, my vibes.
Oh,
Been
yeah.
here a long time.
32 years,
I know.
right? And then thanks to you, not thanks to you, but the team that I came in '94, Mickey's on the team when I first started. And for a long time, I don't know if you knew this. Did you know that at one point, I was the longest tenured Phillies employee not to make the playoffs? Because I started in 94,
right
in
after
February
we made it.
94. I was one of the first hires after the 93 World Series team. And then we didn't make the playoffs until 2007, right?
Oh,
so
jeez.
that's 13 years. So people were blaming me
Were
for a
they-
while.
Were they contemplating getting rid of you because of that?
I hope that didn't cross their mind, right? If it did, somehow I survived it, right?
Wow.
And we're talking, Ben, we're talking some ugly years. Like there was,
Oh, yeah,
like Mick, like
Oh, yeah.
like 2000, right? What was
Well,
it? Dark?
90
99?
94 to till
2000
probably
till
01, maybe.
Till we got Tommy.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there were some tough times, but all right. So Ben, then you were with the Twins and with a couple of years, and then you get traded over 2012 offseason, right, to come into the 2013 for Vance Worley and Trevor May, and you come in and what did you know about Philadelphia? What did you know about Charlie Manuel? What did you know about the team in general?
nothing much. My
You had to
sister.
know it's a little different than Minnesota.
Yeah, well, I learned that very quickly.
And you never played when because you guys
Wasn't
probably
We
didn't.
played the Phillies. They came to Minnesota.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, I'm trying to think anybody in the National League. I think we played the Central in the National League. But my sister's best friend from school, she's from Philadelphia.
Okay.
As soon as she got the news, she called my sister. Was like, hey, tell your little brother about what he's about to walk into. So we had a conversation, and of course, that year I saw off really slow, and I was hearing them from the fans, and then I caught fire later. But yeah, it's definitely 180 from Minnesota to Philly.
Right.
Yeah, but it was fun though. It's
And,
just
and Charlie, did you know anything about Charlie?
not much about Charlie. I think I knew he was a manager for the Phillies when we played against them. And then when I got over here, kind of learned about his history. He's been part of the game for a long time himself. Great coach. All the players coach. They loved him. So he's one of the best coaches I've played for in my professional career.
Can you do a Charlie Manuel impression?
Oh, my God, lead, man. Where you just swing it? I thought it was going to be a strike, Charlie. My bad. It broke.
Who was your manager in Minnesota? How many managers you played for in Minnesota?
Gardenhire?
Gardenhire.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
It was Gary. Yeah, he was good. He was definitely old school.
Yeah.
He was tough on the young bucks, but that's.
I think
that's,
most managers were old school
most
right.
doing those times.
until analytics kind of
Right, and now
started
it's
to
all-
take over. Now
you
it's
don't have
all-
any old school
You have
guys.
no old school.
You
pretty
none.
much.
It
Right,
really
like-
changed so much to the point where a young guy would do something, you kind of look at him like, "What are you doing?" and kind of get on them.
Right.
He'll go tattling on you and be like, "Hey, we don't do that. We don't do that." I'm
Right.
like, "What?" But I came up. I'm sure when you came up, it was kind of like the vets
Yeah.
kind of ran everything, and
Well, back in the
I
day,
learned
we
that as a
had
coach. When I was coaching in the big leagues in spring training, we were doing a base running drill. I was a base running coach, and one of the players just made a really stupid mistake, and I'm
Right.
screaming at him.
Right.
And after the practice, the manager came up to me and said, "You can't yell at these guys." And I'm like, "What? What?"
Wait, and Mick,
Because they
to be-
take it personally.
Yeah,
and
well,
then,
to be-
like, I almost made him cry. Like, I had to go apologize to him for yelling at him.
You think Vuk and Boa would have had the same reaction?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
but it's crazy.
But
Like-
think about the
Soft.
old school. When we came in,
Right.
it was Lou Piniella, right? Growing up, it was Lou Piniella, and it was Sparky Anderson, and it was you can just go down the list, Hal McRae, and some of the other guys that were like,
were all fiery.
if you made a mistake, you're getting.
That's
you're
the one
getting
thing I
chewed
miss
out.
about baseball because of replay is the arguments.
Right.
The manager arguments.
Right.
Kicking dirt on the umpire.
Right.
Throwing. I miss that part of baseball.
So when they go to the automatic balls and strikes, the ABS, whatever, are the manager going to
argue
come out
anything.
and kick the computer? Like what are you
I mean, you
kicking?
can't argue balls and strikes now. You say one thing,
Right.
you're out of the game.
pretty
Right.
much, yeah.
Yeah, even if you get bad looks, sometimes you'll get somebody like Harper, or you'll get Schwarber, somebody like talking to the manager or talking to the umpire, but they're kind of it's more like where was that?
Right.
But you can't, I guess, be demonstrative. You can't.
Can't.
Right? Yeah. So Charlie, I love Charlie because when I was in the clubhouse then, most players avoid the manager, right? Especially those managers back then. But Charlie seemed like when he walked through the clubhouse, it's almost like players were kind of vying for his attention. Like, hey, Chuck, come over here. I got to show you something, right? And there's not too many managers where, the player's doing that, right? You want to talk to your manager, not avoid
Yeah.
him.
I
It's
mean,
like the principal.
I'll talk to Charlie all the time. I mean, if the manager's cool. I mean, there's some that it's just like, if you're doing good, they'll talk to you. If you're doing bad, and that's
Right.
the whole deal. But
Freeze you.
I Charlie. He was like, when I struggled, he was like, "Man, you're gonna hit." It's just like,
Yeah.
first time being traded, new league, it's different. So you just gotta adapt to it, and don't let the crowd get on you. Like you're gonna hit fine, and I did. So
Is that hard? Because, again, you're known for your hitting. Obviously, you came really close to winning the batting title, correct?
yeah.
You did. I think second, I think you came in.
second,
Right.
third, something like that. Yeah.
But coming from an American League where, there was interleague play, but there wasn't. You're not seeing a lot of the National League teams. So how quickly does it take to adjust to the other leagues' style and to the pitching?
I mean, sometimes it took me like a month. I mean, April, definitely with the weather. I mean, it felt like when it's cold going from Florida, where it's nice, to the cold like that. It's like it's kind of tough, and then adjustment to the pitching. But it took me like at the end of April, kind of got better, and then May went in. I think that's when I kind of like call a stretch. June I took off, and then July was really hot. But it's just some players are different. Some guys can figure it out. I mean, that's the way it is. I mean, coaching, you can teach a guy. I mean, you bring your horse to the water. I mean, to a bucket of water, but they can only drink it. But you can only do so much. So some guys got to figure it out.
Yep.
Well, then also you're patrolling center field, and it's the Metrodome, right? No.
No, it's Tucker Field.
What's Target Field,
Yeah.
right? What was it before Target Field?
Metrodome.
Metrodome, right,
yeah.
right. All right, so Target Field, obviously it's more of a bigger space, right? And there's no, if I remember correctly, there's not really any nuances back there. There's no like cut wall or anything. It's pretty standard, right?
It was standard, yeah.
So then you go to Citizens Bank, which does have a little nuance in that outfield wall, right?
Yeah.
The Monty's
Corner,
wall,
yeah.
right? Then how long does it take to really kind of, from a defensive point of view, learn the ballpark, learn the angles, learn the bounce off the wall?
I mean, sometimes you make a mistake.
And that's how you learn.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you learn. I mean, so like, you see the flag, like, okay, it's going this way, and then ball takes off this way.
Right.
So, because, depends, especially at Target Field.
Yeah, you're in a dome.
You only have one opening in there, so usually depends on where the flag's going. Like, okay, it's carrying this way, it's carrying this way. I mean, yeah, you kind of learn. Some parks are just normal. Some it's just like, it's like mathematical. You just kind of got to like go adjust a little bit. But yeah, just kind of have experience and learn the instincts, really. So,
And I think if I'm not mistaken, your first game, the opening day of your first year with the Phillies, didn't you take Jimmy's leadoff spot? Am I wrong on that?
Yeah, I hit leadoff, yeah.
Right, and
yeah.
Jimmy was our leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
And that probably didn't. I know J-Roll. J-Roll's probably like, what?
He probably was. I mean, you kind of like him behind me because, me being a base stealer, he was getting fastballs. I'm like, Jimmy, let's win that thing. Yeah, so, I mean, but some guys like to hit in the 2 spot. I liked it. I mean, it came to a point where with the Twins, Denard hit leadoff. Denard Spence hit leadoff. I hit second, and it's kind of like you could tell what the pitcher's going to do that day.
Right.
For me, I was a contact guy. I could get up there. He maybe, come at you or, breaking balls. And, so it's like kind of make that adjustment, see pitches.
And was Span kind of your mentor
He was.
growing up?
Yeah, he's kind of like my big brother, my other big brother. Just showing me the ropes. Just like smack me upside the head.
That's
like,
a good one to have as a
yeah,
mentor.
Yeah, it really is. So I got up there. I kind of was the same way. It's just like, hey,
Right.
this is what you need to do to be successful in this game. And there's still guys I remember, coming up to the system or up to the big leagues now or made the big leagues with another team. And it's like, they say thank you. I'm like, man, I'm here for you. So once you see good.
Do you stay in touch with Denard?
I do, yeah. He's doing some TV stuff for ESPN. I think college games or maybe some. He's doing some TV for the Twins and the Nationals. So, yeah, we keep in touch a little bit.
Mick, did you have a mentor? I mean, I know
Probably
obviously-
Dutch.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I know Bo was more from a coaching
Yeah,
point of view, but
Larry
from a
coaching standpoint,
from a player point,
standpoint, definitely Darren.
yeah, that's a good one to.
As
Good
he
one to
said, father figure for me.
yeah. Did you ever have a chance to meet Darren Dalton? One of the great-
Yeah, he spring training a couple times. Yeah,
he was the best.
Yeah.
And one of the great leaders of all time. I mean,
Yep.
the Marlins basically made a trade at the end of his
Just
career
for that.
when his knees were shot,
Yeah.
and they needed leadership. They
Right.
had Bonilla and they had Conine and they had Sheffield, right?
Yes.
And they needed someone to basically be all those guys had leadership qualities, but they needed someone to kind of really take the reins
Pull it all
Yeah.
together.
and he obviously they win the World Series, so pretty awesome. All right, coming up in the show, we'll discuss more with Ben Revere about his career. You're listening to the Bull Session presented by BCWSA, live from Chickens and Pete's in Glassboro, New Jersey.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. Do you have a large party of 10, 20, even 50 people? We can't wait to treat you like family at Chicky and Pete's. Forget about deposits or credit card reservations. Making a reservation for your large group is effortless at Chickies and Pete's. Lots of options to celebrate and make your night out unforgettable. Order off the menu or select from food and drink packages, private party rooms available. Make your reservations right now at chickiesandpete's.com. And don't forget, Chicky and Pete's gift cards are the perfect fit for any occasion. Only at Chickies and Pete's.
At Penn Community Bank, we're in the business of building thriving communities. That means breaking down the barriers to home ownership, supporting fair, affordable access to housing from Philadelphia to the Lehigh Valley, like our Home Opportunity Mortgage that empowers eligible borrowers with no minimum credit score, no down payment, access to grant programs, and so much more. Visit PennCommunityBank.com/home for more details. Penn Community Bank. Here we grow. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. Account and feature terms, restrictions, and conditions apply.
A flawless occasion begins at the Capitol Grill. From the moment you step into the Capitol Grill, located in the heart of Center City, the experience is one of comfortable elegance. Whether you're looking to host a private affair, a perfect lunch stop, or dinner destination, start your occasion at the Capitol Grill today. Visit thecapitolgrill.com or call 215-545-9588. That's 215-545-9588 for the Capitol Grill, Center City.
If you're looking for a stylish and sophisticated fine dining experience, visit your Eddie V's Prime Seafood restaurant near King of Prussia. Eddie V's Seafood features an abundant selection of fine wines and curated cocktails to complement exquisite steaks and seafood made from the highest quality ingredients. In the V Lounge, sip on imaginative handcrafted cocktails with attitude while enjoying signature appetizers. Conveniently located between I-276 and I-76 near the King of Prussia Mall. Call them today, 610-337-7823 to schedule your night out for Eddie V's Prime Seafood.
Your day-to-day life is hectic between having to pick up the kids, make dinner, the countless other tasks that you got to get done. Rob's Automotive and Collision is there to make your life a whole lot easier. Make sure you take advantage of their spacious waiting rooms, the large flat-screen TVs, complimentary coffee and muffins, and free Wi-Fi. So even when you do have to stop, Rob's is there to make you feel right at home. Give Rob's a call today at 215-826-9200 for any of your auto repair needs.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for the Bull Session. Once again, here are your hosts, Phillies Director of Fun and Games, John Brazer, and Mickey Morandini.
All right, we are back to the Bull Session presented by BC WSA live from Chickies and Pete's in Glassboro, New Jersey. I'm John Brazer, joined by my co-host Mickey Morandini, along with our guest Ben Revere. And Mick, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Now we've gone. Bull hasn't been on the show for a couple years, right? 2 years, I think.
2 years, yeah.
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years.
So we're almost through the 2 years. He's been guesting, right? But when do we start? What's that? Right, he hasn't been hosting. He's been a guest. But I'm thinking we need to come up in the off season. We got to come up with a new name. I'm thinking, right? The like Braze some hell. No, you can't do that. That wouldn't be a good. The Brazier session. What are we doing here, Mick? What do we got? You got anything?
No, we need a full off season.
Should we have a liquid dinner one night and just
maybe
come up with a good name? Get me, you, and Tommy together.
Yeah.
All right.
Or have people send in some
ideas.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. I like Bull Session because we are bullying, right? All right. So Ben, also 1 month into your first season with the Phillies, the Boston bombing took place, and you put something I think on your sneakers, right? And you got
a glove
on your glove, right?
Yeah.
And you got a lot of notoriety from that. You got a lot of people that really felt that that was such a nice gesture, and that you were thinking about the people in Boston with that terrible tragedy. So did you expect the attention that you got for that? You weren't doing it for the attention.
No, I wasn't doing it for
Yeah.
attention. It's just sad somebody would do something like that. How cruel this world can be. But
Right.
it was in the locker, just getting ready for the game. I'm pray for Boston on there, and just know that they're in my heart. And then of course make the catch on the warning track.
Todd Frazier.
Todd Frazier, and get the double play, and just so happened that'd be the case. So. But yeah, it's just I ain't trying to get no clickbait, what people call it. It's just something from the heart. Just sad for those people, families, lost a loved one.
Now you were your batting average was basically a career. Was it were you at 300 or you're close to it? You're close to it.
Yeah, I was 280, 285, something like that. Yeah.
Did you take pride more in your hitting, because obviously you're a very good hitter, your base stealing, which you're an unbelievable base stealer, or your outfield, which your defense is incredible? What did you take the most hitting? Took the most pride?
I mean, it's so hard to hit in the big leagues, and someone would come up, it's like, oh man, you did this. I'm like, yeah, it's not easy. I mean, even I watched some of the games. I remember what's the closest name? Duran, how you pronounce it? He throws a 100-mile-per-hour fastball, 101. Literally, a couple inches off the plate for a ball, and the umpire called it a strike.
Right.
And even though he's on the Phillies, I'm like, oh my gosh, man.
Well, then he
Can't hit that.
Then he throws a 98-mile-per-hour splinker.
Yeah,
whatever that is. What is it called? The splinker?
Splinker?
I think wasn't he?
Splitter?
Split.
Yeah, but he calls it a splinker. I think a split sinker or whatever. But at 98 miles per hour, so just when you think the fastball's 103,
it just drop off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so hard because sometimes, like I said, it's just some of the strike zone. How am I supposed to hit that pitch?
Right.
And then you swing, you do get a base hit. It'd be like, yeah, way to hit that pitch, and it's like I have no idea how to hit it. I mean, It's like different than like right down the middle, and pitchers ain't gonna throw it down there, especially in the big leagues. See, they're gonna paint high, down, in, out. So I think that's why it's a privilege, you know, to be able to hit like 300 or something like that.
Well, look at it right now. Trey Turner's the only one in the National League who's hitting over 300.
The only guy.
He's the only guy right now.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's hitting 305, I think, and he's in the run for the batting title. But the second place is, I think, is hitting 297 or so.
Probably.
That's crazy.
Who's
From
that?
the Dodgers, probably.
No, it's. I'm gonna have to look it up because I remember.
It's not Freeman.
No, it's somebody that you wouldn't know. It's National League. It's somebody that you wouldn't expect. We'll get our crack researcher on that. But how about like now in the game today, the bullpen will have 6 guys, 7 guys that throw 100 miles an hour. Back in the day, it was Billy Wagner.
Mm-hmm.
It was certain you could name the guys who could throw 100 miles an hour, and now you've got pretty much 6 guys. 2/3 of your bullpen is throwing close to 100 miles an hour.
Yep.
And then throwing in cutters and throwing in.
Well, back in the day, you wanted to get to the bullpen.
Right.
As a hitter, you wanted to get into that bullpen because it usually wasn't very good.
Right. Yeah,
now, like you said, they all throw 100 miles an hour. You want that starter to stay in there as long as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Well, depending on who the starter is.
Right.
Speaking of starters, was there – I love asking this question. I'm going to ask it both of you guys. Is there who is the best pitcher that you had his number, and then who's the guy who – obviously anybody who makes the major leagues is a great pitcher. Who just befuddled you for no reason? Like you're like, how's this guy keep getting me out? So who's the guy, the best pitcher that you had his number, and who's the pitcher that you just felt like you should have done better?
Oh, jeez. I mean. Mickey, you want to do it?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
You go first. Nick Horner, by the way, with the Cubs.
Greg Maddux is who I owned.
Hold on, Mick. Nick Horner with the Cubs is
Nick Horner,
299. Okay. Sal Frelick is 294. Freddie Freeman's 292. But yeah, so Trey Turner's the only one 305.
Wow.
Only one over 300 National League.
That's amazing.
All right, so Greg Maddux, yeah, you had.
And the one I couldn't hit was Bob Tewksbury, and he couldn't throw this ball and break glass from right there. I couldn't hit him.
You were just too impatient?
He threw curveballs, slower and slower, and his fastball was probably mid-80s.
Right.
Just couldn't hit him.
Right.
I could hit a fastball. I couldn't hit slow.
Right.
I hated slow. Slow's hard to hit.
Yeah, it's hard to hit.
And Ben, how about you? Now that you've had time to think about it.
So one I struggled was Andrew Miller for some reason. I have no idea. See
he's a
it.
lefty, right?
Yeah, behind Chris Sale, like those lefties.
Yeah, it's not easy.
The one pitcher is a righty. He's oh man, I don't know. He was a righty. He was with a bunch of teams. It was I think it started with H.
Starter or reliever?
He was starter.
Okay.
So I did. It wasn't kind of like Duran, but white guy. Gosh dang it, man. Herron. Dan Herron. Dan Herron. And
2 Cardinals guys.
I had no idea how. It's just every time I faced him, I always get like 3-4 hits.
Right. I know. Herron's Cardinals, right? And then
Cardinals.
Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks.
But he also was Cardinals, I think. No? I could be wrong.
Maybe
He wasn't
Cardinals.
A's, was he?
He could have been A's.
A's. He was with a bunch of teams. I think I had 700 average against them, 600, something like that.
That's pretty good.
Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Now, will you watch the playoffs, like for the current?
I will. Yeah, I'll watch it. I still, the game's still in our hearts.
Yeah.
We still watch it. That's why sometimes, people ask, like the new style of games, we have our opinions, but I'll still watch it. Just know I could tell people, especially my little one, be like, listen, these guys, they'll throw hard, but listen, they're not painting like they used to. They leave that thing on the middle, all right? Just watch that thing right down the middle.
Right, so
pitch out front.
Let's say your son's getting older. Let's say he's 12 years old or whatever, and you're
Yeah.
starting to really, teach him the art of hitting. Because I know that the style has changed, and I wonder if the pendulum's going to swing back. I remember when Milt Thompson would take celebrities in, and I'd be in the batting cage. He'd be like, "You're chopping down on wood. You want to chop? You're basically hitting down the ball goes this way." Now, with the launch angle and kind of more the uppercut, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think it should be? Mick, where did you?
Oh, I know where it should be.
Well,
It's
right.
not where it should be right now.
But you're seeing some other guys, like I think Stott has changed his swing, right? To more,
back to where
it was, where he's
should
having
be.
success.
Right.
Where he's getting
Well,
kind
there's
of.
certain guys like an Aaron Judge or a Schwarber that you don't want them hitting ground balls.
Right.
So those swings are perfect for those guys. But guys like, and I even think Trey Turner uppercuts too much.
Right.
But yeah, those type of guys, Stott and Marsh and those type of guys, they need to use their speed and hit line drives and ground balls and get on base and make things happen. They don't need to hit 25, 30 home runs and hit 210.
When do you think that all changed? Like, when do you think the uppercut and the launch
When
angle?
Oh, the analytics.
So,
Analytics.
okay. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I going to the current team right now. They're so much fun to watch. They are playing. They're not just overly reliant on the long ball, which is good. They're starting. I mean, I know they didn't have a great weekend series against the Diamondbacks, but for the most part, when they're winning all these games the last 3 weeks, it's guys it's getting on base. Excuse me. It's the Otto Kemps and it's the Marsh. And it's a Stott. And all of a sudden, I just got these hiccups as we're going through this. But it looks like the more consistent, and it'll be really interesting to see. You know, you were a leadoff hitter for a long time, and you said the 2-hole too. It'll be interesting because Trey Turner's coming back from injury, right? He's going to be coming back hopefully next week. I'm sure they're going to get him in some games for the playoffs, so he could be in for the Twins. But Bader has been doing an unbelievable job at the leadoff spot. So where do you – I'm assuming you're putting Trey Turner back at the leadoff spot.
Yeah.
But where are you putting Bader? Because Bader's been so good. You don't want to hide him too far down the lineup, right?
You bat second? Who's batting second? Who's
Well, it would be Schwarber and then
Never mind.
Harper.
Harper third.
No, never
I
mind.
mean, you probably put him in that 6-ish range.
Okay.
If he stays hot,
Yeah.
you put him in that 6-hole.
Or maybe even 5-hole, right? Well,
Maybe.
Bohm's also, his short stint since he's gotten off the IL.
That's a good problem to have.
It's a great problem to have because when you're talking Bader, it's going to be your 6th or maybe even
Or
7th,
right.
And then you got Stott and Marsh,
Right.
Or Cassie, wherever whoever facing.
Or
I mean,
maybe you hit Bader and split the two lefties up.
Yeah,
You know.
Yeah.
it's pretty interesting. And then what I found interesting too was that they were talking about. I assumed that Nola they were gonna split the left-handers up and put Nola at 2, even though he's been out for a good part of the year. He had a really good outing, but he's struggled a little bit in 2 of the outings. I think Rob Thompson basically made the signal that he's going with the 3 lefties. Now, are 3 lefties a little different? They're not.
Yeah, they're all different type pitchers.
They're all different type pitchers, and they're also not. The splits aren't exactly like the right-handers are much better again. They're all 3 are good, both against lefties and righties. But it'll be interesting to see. So in a best of 5 series, which NLDS will be, you don't really need that 4th starter. So then it looks like Nola will be the 4th starter. And then what do you do with Walker? What do you
Buehler?
do? What do you do with Taijuan Walker? And then what do you do with Walker Buehler? Is Buehler your kind of guy when Nola's pitching to be ready to come in as your handcuff? And then if that's the case, what's Walker's role? Is he on the roster, or do you keep maybe someone in the back of the bullpen that you normally wouldn't have?
I don't think you need 2 long guys.
Right, and Buehler is kind of your long guy.
So if Buehler's still pitching well, I think, and it's really sad because Taiwan's been really good this year.
Been a great teammate.
He may be the odd man out again.
Yeah, and
That's
also if you take out some of the first innings, Taijuan Walker has been a champion, right? I mean, the guy's just he does what he's asked to do and does it with a great attitude. So we'll see. All right, coming up on the show, we'll talk about more about the current Fighting Phils, the playoffs, with our guest Ben Revere, Mickey Morandini. You're listening to the Bull Session presented by BCWSA. We are live from Chickies and Pete's in Glassboro, New Jersey.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's, the official sports bar of your world champion Philadelphia Eagles. Go where the players go. Come join us all season for Eagles pep rallies, watch parties, and the best in-game experience anywhere. Ice cold draft beer, world famous food, and fan-friendly fun for every Eagles game. Every Monday night in South Philly, the Jordan Mailata Show, presented by Miller Lite, followed by Chicky and Pete's Players Lounge with a current player, hosted by Ike Reese and Hugh Douglas. Go where the players go. Chickies and Pete's.
Think banking hasn't changed? Think again. At Penn Community Bank, we've been helping communities thrive for 150 years. From our nationally recognized Access Checking that offers the peace of mind of no overdrafts, to student and free checking plus options with perks that will make you wonder what you did without them, like early direct deposit, overdraft grace, and Zelle. Learn more at PennCommunityBank.com/products. Penn Community Bank. Here we grow. Account and feature terms, restrictions, and conditions apply. Ask for full details. Member FDIC.
A flawless occasion begins at the Capitol Grill. From the moment you step into the Capitol Grill, located in the heart of Center City, the experience is one of comfortable elegance. Whether you're looking to host a private affair, a perfect lunch stop, or dinner destination, start your occasion at the Capitol Grill today. Visit thecapitolgrill.com or call 215-545-9588. That's 215-545-9588 for the Capitol Grill, Center City.
If you're looking for a stylish and sophisticated fine dining experience, visit your Eddie V's Prime Seafood restaurant near King of Prussia. Eddie V's Seafood features an abundant selection of fine wines and curated cocktails to complement exquisite steaks and seafood made from the highest quality ingredients. In the V Lounge, sip on imaginative handcrafted cocktails with attitude while enjoying signature appetizers. Conveniently located between I-276 and I-76 near the King of Prussia Mall. Call them today, 610-337-7823 to schedule your night out for Eddie V's Prime Seafood.
Energy costs are skyrocketing. Now is the time to upgrade your old heater and air conditioning systems to more efficient units to save on your utility bills. Harris Comfort can also handle all your propane needs, as well as providing sales and service on whole house generators. Harris Comfort is still family owned and has been serving our area for over 60 years, providing sales, service, installation, and peace of mind. Call 215-788-4596 or go to harriscomfort.com. Harris Comfort, still family and still local.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for the Bull Session. Once again, here are your hosts, Phillies Director of Fun and Games, John Brazer, and Mickey Morandini.
All right, we are back to the Bull Session presented by BC WSA Live Chickies and Pete's in Glassboro, New Jersey. I'm John Brazer, joined by my co-host Mickey Morandini, along with our guest Ben Revere. And I got to give a shout out to Bud Carson. How about that, Chris Ermer? Bud Carson comes armed with Dunkin' Donuts, and I don't have to give them to my daughter. I'm going to take them myself. I might even get a bacon, egg, and cheese wrap tomorrow with my medium decaf coffee. Thank you. Thank you, Bud. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. So, yeah. Are you going to use that card tomorrow?
My wife is.
Your wife? Yeah. You know what?
Ben, he don't eat.
Actually, no, my
Does
son.
he look like he eats donuts?
No, he's fit.
My son, every morning, he's hooked on Dunkin' Donuts.
right?
Every morning.
What does he get?
The chocolate munchkins
Oh,
or
yeah.
chocolate. Depends. Vanilla sprinkle, chocolate sprinkle.
Yeah?
What do you get?
I don't get nothing. I don't get nothing. Are
you not a breakfast
I'm a
guy?
chauffeur.
Coffee drinker?
I drink coffee. Yeah, I may get coffee. Usually I make some at home, but yeah, I know my wife and kid. Yeah, she gets her coffee. He gets his donut.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So when you're on the Phillies, 2013, 14, 15, who are you tightest with on the team? Who did you hang out with?
Me and Dom, we're good. I think because we just came up through the minor leagues together, so we kind of knew each other well. We were cool. Everybody was Jimmy. If they get a chance to, I know the other guys are married, so if they got some time on the road, away from the family, we'll go get something to eat. But me and Dom, we'll say we're the closest. Throughout the time.
Did you have a favorite road city?
Chicago's my favorite. I guess I called up the big leagues. Went to Cleveland first, but then, some of the guys you're about to go on your really true first big league road trip. And then, some of the best, they took me out, of course, and everything. So they kind of.
And that was probably back when you could do hazing. You can't do hazing now, right?
I think we already did our hazing. What's the hazing? I think we already did it. So it was kind of like one of those, we're going to take the rookies just out of the big league lifestyle.
And then you got to pay for the steak. Do they make the rookie pay for the dinner like it?
They don't do that like the football players.
No, they don't do it like a football. That's kind of messed up. I mean,
that is really messed up.
It's really messed up.
Right.
To me personally, I'm like, I do that. Cool, I ain't doing that unless it's my position.
Otto Kemp should not be paying for Bryce Harper.
No, absolutely
and
not.
Kyle Schwarber for dinner. Did you have to do that?
No.
No. Yeah.
We had to dress up. We dressed up. They would take our suit
Right.
and hide it somewhere and put some kind of funky
Right.
clothes.
Silly
And you had
outfit.
to wear it out. And they tried to do it on a trip where you had to go through the airport. but
Okay.
Normally you didn't have to
Right.
do that. but
Yeah.
They had big high heel shoes for me,
right,
and it was crazy.
That's the other thing. Like, do you know, when you guys travel, it's basically you pull up to the kind of the area of the airport, and then you get
right on the plane.
and get right on the plane. When you go back into civilian life, is it a little hard? Because
It's
because
awful.
all of a sudden you gotta do
awful.
things for yourself. You got to go through, check your own bags. You got to go through.
You can lay down, take a nap. Now it's just like, sir, your seat's back too much. I'm like, this is an ant. Yeah, you got to deal with people. They may smell. Checkpoint. It's awful.
You haven't heard
You get
that.
spoiled.
Have you heard the Harry Carey story when we played in '93?
What happened?
So we're on the runway in Colorado, and there's storms all over.
Right.
And so we're just sitting on the runway. So Harry's had a few cocktails, and he falls asleep.
Oh wait, it's Harry Carey or Harry Callis?
Or Harry Callis.
I was
going to
say I know.
Harry
No, I know
Callis,
this
I'm
story.
sorry.
Okay, tell Ben.
So he falls asleep, and we're still waiting a couple hours, and finally he wakes up, and he sees we're on the, we've landed.
Right.
He goes, "That was a smooth ride, boy."
yeah.
And they go, "We haven't even taken off yet."
Yeah, you missed Harry Callis, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Harry Callis was the best, right?
Smooth.
It was he just had some of the greatest lines, the best. No, when you said Harry Carey, because I know you played in Chicago.
I did, but
Did you
that
ever-
was the spring Harry passed away, so I never.
Right.
But he couldn't say my name, so it was probably a good thing. Because
Harry
it was
Carey.
Morandino and Morandinsky
Harry
and
Carey.
Morandini,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
could not say my name.
What's up, my son? Did he call you my son?
I never got. I was never on his team because he passed away.
Oh,
That's
right,
when they
right.
hired Chip.
Right. That's right.
So
Harry Carey. Yeah, I met him one time in passing. Yeah, and Chicago for the playoffs right now. The Phillies will play It looks like the way it's assuming we get the second bye, and assuming we don't overtake the Brewers.
which probably won't happen.
Would probably, yeah. So it looks very likely on both. So then we would play the winner of the Dodgers, and the Dodgers could either face the free-falling Mets, they could play the Reds, or they could play the Diamondbacks. If the Diamondbacks, they're not too far back.
One game.
And I think the Giants are out of it now at this point. So I'm rooting for Chicago, I'm rooting to win that series. Whoever it is, well, obviously you want to play whoever's playing against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And then I'm hoping that Chicago wins for two reasons. One, I'd rather face Chicago than the Brewers. But two, selfishly, I want to go to Chicago for the NLCS
Wow, that would
from
be
a
fun.
travel point of view, from
Right.
a fun point of view,
Yeah.
from a matchup point of view, right? So, what teams are you guys looking at as far as the playoffs in the National League? The Brewers, to me, are an unbelievable team. They've been so consistent all year. They haven't really had huge winning streaks and huge losing. Well, they've had winning streaks because they have one of the best records of baseball. But that team, it's not like they have like these major superstars. They got Yelich, right? And they got Contreras, right? And they got Peralta. But it doesn't seem like they've got like the Harpers, you know what I mean, or the Schwarbers or the.
No, they got really good pitching, and they play defense.
Yep.
And they run the bases probably better than anybody in the league. I mean, they do the little things. There's not
Yep.
too many teams out there that do the little things like they do. That's why they win so many games.
And then Dodgers, are you following the Dodgers that much where, because I guess the rotation will be Yamamoto going one, right? Kershaw might not even be in it. It'd probably be best of 5 series.
not.
He's probably not going to be pitching,
I mean,
right?
Snell would probably be game 2.
Snell
I
would probably be
think.
game 2. And then 3,
What's the big tall?
Otani?
who's
I
that?
don't
well,
think. I think they
Did he
said.
come out the pen?
I think Otani
Yeah,
might
they
be
said
Penn.
he might be a Penn guy. Tyler, what's the big dude?
Glasnow.
Glasnow, maybe. I
Yeah,
don't
Glasnow.
know.
Yeah, Glasnow would be.
So
there.
I mean, they're
Then-
loaded. In
Then they got that
pitching.
young guy, Sheehan, who could be their fourth
Yeah,
guy.
they're loaded. They just had so many injuries with that starting staff.
Right. Well, now their catcher might not be. Their catcher's banged up with his hand.
Oh, really?
But
Yeah,
they're
Will
probably
Smith.
going to have to play a team that's coming in pretty hot because whoever gets that last wild card spot,
Yeah, unless the Mets
they're
somehow.
probably going to be hot coming in.
Yeah, unless the Mets
so-
somehow hold
Right. So
hold on. But I don't see that happening because the Mets have. So who are the Mets?
Mets have the Cubs and the Marlins. Arizona's got San Diego.
at
yeah,
Cubs
they're
and
both
at
all
Marlins.
road games.
Yeah.
And the Diamondbacks have San Diego and L.A. That's not going to be easy.
No.
And then the Reds have
Reds probably-
Milwaukee
and Pittsburgh.
But
So
they
that's
got to
prob-
face Skeens tomorrow, I think, or tonight or tomorrow.
Right. So they're getting Pittsburgh, but one of those games
Skeens.
is going to be really hard.
Right.
But Milwaukee already probably has everything sewn up.
Yeah.
So Milwaukee might. So I'm saying, and right now the Reds have the, they're tied with the Mets.
Yeah.
But the Reds won the head-to-head series. So right now the season ended. Right, the Mets have to overtake them.
Yes.
They can't finish in a tie.
Can't tie.
And the Mets are not playing great baseball either. I don't know
No.
if you follow their
They're
Barstool.
downballing.
I wouldn't follow the Mets if I were you
No.
either.
Their Barstool, they have the guy Frank the Tank, who's this guy who's lost like 100 pounds, and the guy looks like he's gonna have a heart attack every time when he's.
I'm telling you, I've been telling people that contract they gave Soto, even though he's doing somewhat good, I feel like it's going to eat them alive.
It's crazy.
It's going to eat them alive. I mean,
He still has like 20 years left in the contract.
yeah, but like 700 million, like what? I don't know. I feel like take some of that. You get some key players, but like for one guy, 700 million, it's not. Nobody's worth that.
Nope.
Yeah, and
Nobody's
I'm
worth
just wondering, like they have one of the top, if not the, do they have the top payroll? No, Dodgers do, but they're the second biggest payroll
us
in
and them are
baseball.
probably close.
No, but the Mets are definitely two.
Yeah.
And it just seems that there's something missing about that team. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what it is. Obviously we're not in the clubhouse, we don't know, but there just seems they have the big names, Alonso, and they got Soto and Lindor. But it's just, and I know they've had a lot of injuries, the pitching staff, but they're just, you know what I mean?
Maybe it's a leadership thing.
It could be a leadership. We were talking about Dalton, right? And Dalton's the one who kind of galvanized that team. And maybe that's what. I don't know if Soto's a leader. He's obviously the best player in that.
I don't think he would be a leader.
He's the best player on that team, right?
I don't think.
And Lindor's 1A.
He doesn't appear to be the leadership type of player to me.
I guess just on the surface by looking.
Maybe, he doesn't play the game really the right way, and I just think it's all about him up there.
Well, I talk about it too. Like we've had some Ben. We've had some Art Mahaffey. And we've had some old school guys, on the show, especially the pitchers. Yeah, Bobby Wine. And I always say, what would happen if Bob Gibson faced Juan Soto? Juan Soto's basically, he's digging his foot into the dirt, trying to get his foot in there.
Especially do a little shuffle deal.
Do a shuffle, or the first time he does his bat.
Yeah.
Let's say this: he would only do it one time.
He'll do it one time.
Yeah.
It'd be a bitch clear.
Yeah, because that you think about like what those old guys that are older guys that are watching the current game,
Nolan Ryan,
right? And just and I like that there's emotion in the game, but there's also a time and a place. It's got you got to kind of have that fine balance. You don't want it to be a boring sport. You wanted guys that be able to celebrate. I love like when a relief pitcher, especially in the playoffs, when someone gets out of a key situation
absolutely.
Like I love that. It just shows gets everyone pumped up, right? But when you're doing something in a meaningless game, celebrating a home run when you're down 13-1, right? It's just not the way to do it. So, all right. So, Ben, you got any predictions on what's going to happen? Not to put you on the spot, but I'm putting you on the spot.
Uh-oh.
Fighting Phils. What do you think?
Talk about winning it?
Yeah. Are you feeling it? Are you feeling the vibe? Do they have a team of destiny?
I said they're part of the best team in baseball right now. Honestly, it's just I think with the whole Wheeler situation.
Yep.
I feel like that what's going to really kind of hurt them.
But then they've galvanized around that.
Yeah, I know.
Hopefully
they rally behind it. Hopefully they prove me wrong, but I definitely say the bats. The bats have to stay hot.
Yep.
The bats have to stay hot. Sure. It could be good. It could be bad. It's like no middle. I think and they're about to take this long break.
Yep. So that just scares me a little bit.
Yeah, they have to take the long break. I don't like it, especially as a player. I mean, before it was like 3 days. Now like what's it, like a week?
Yeah, you got to have like inter squad games.
So there have been games where they'll be through 5, 7 with only 1, 2 hits, and then they'll explode. Yep. So it's kind of like, it's just hopefully the bats can stay consistent. Hopefully.
Right. Well, I think I heard that the Phillies are going to win the World Series from
Ben
Revere.
They're going to win. Yes.
And that wraps up this week's Bull Session presented by BCWSA. I'd like to thank my co-host Mickey Morandini, our guest today Ben Revere, Chris Ermer, on-site engineer back in the studio, Steve Lawler. Thanks also to Pete Sorokin and the great staff here at Cheeks and Pete's in Glassboro, New Jersey. Anthony, our server, for hosting us today. We'll be back next Monday for our last regular season show, 6 p.m. at Cheeks and Pete's in Ben Salem at Parks Casino. Phillies broadcaster Greg Murphy. Murph is going to be our guest, and Mickey's back as well. Have a great week, and as the late, great Harry the K says...
Out of here.
You're listening to 1490 WBCB and on your FM dial at 107.3 WT.